Greetings from Dystopia, episode 213. I'm back! I had to laugh last night. I think it was 4 messages. Yeah, 4 messages. All between 7:30 and 8 o'clock going, there's no episode today? Obviously they didn't pay attention to 212. But it makes me laugh. I have the same, I don't know if they're the same people, but typically within the first hour of the video going up, boom, 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 4 or 5 views right off the bat. And I get the feeling it's the same people. They have their ritual. They're like, okay, boom, let's put this on. Because I do the same thing with a couple channels I watch. And you leave it on and play, and if something's interesting, you rewind and watch it, you know. But it tells me that some viewers do the same thing I do with videos. And it just made me laugh last night. So yeah, I'm back. It's Tuesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe Fridays. We'll see. Just trying to give this a stretch to see how it goes. And yeah, but I did capture a little bit of snow yesterday. Yesterday was the first measurable snow. And it put this band across my windshield, and that was about it for our area. Northwest Illinois got up over an inch in most areas, and I think a little higher in pockets. I know Iowa got pummeled. Wisconsin got a fair bit of snow. So I'm just talking about specifically this front that moved through yesterday. There was a little bit of snow falling this morning, but it left just the littlest trace on the wiper blade. Anyway, let me run in here and pick up this prescription, and I'll be right back. Anybody else notice that you're now getting permanent lines on your face? It is what now? 33 degrees. Girl had on, what do you call the yoga pants? Are those things warm? I'm not sure if I answered this question or not, but somebody asked me as far as my exercise and weight loss, if I've been doing yoga or meditation. No and no, technically. The meditation thing, that's kind of automatic when you walk in forests. That's an automatic mental state for me, is I just, you know. Although walking like that can also cause you to ruminate on things, which is not necessarily a healthy thing, but it does help you, or it helps me anyway. And then the day after, or the morning after I got that question, I was sitting there making my coffee, and I kind of went, you know, I guess I do meditate directly or indirectly, like I said, walking in the forest or making coffee in the morning. I do a pour over, and that's actually quite meditative in a really, really strange way. You know, you get out your filter, you weigh out your beans, you wet the filter, you shape the filter, you wait for the water to boil. The water gets to just that temp, you let it drop a little bit, you do the first soak of the bean, leave that for 30 to 45 seconds, then you do your pour one way, and I let that drain down, and then I pour it a different way so that you're constantly mixing the grounds. So yeah, there's a meditative quality to making coffee. So I guess my answer is actually, yes, I meditate, although not sitting still in a more traditional sense, but yeah. Anyway, it's that time. See you guys back on the bench. Hey guys, welcome to Tech Tuesday. Oh crap, this ain't gonna work. There, how's that? No, I don't think so either. Let's see what else we can do here. Oh, crap, wrong episode. Much better. All right. I was just thinking, if I gave you guys the wide shot of this desk, of this bench, you would freak out. But it's what a tinkerer's desk looks like. Where the busy mind goes. All right. So, we were talking about a wood gasifier stove. And I was telling you that, previously I've built them. It's for a reason. I've built them out of quart, 2-quart, and gallon paint cans. Different sizes. I wouldn't recommend the gallon one. Consumes a lot of fuel. It looks spectacular, but it's an absolute waste. It can be pretty fun just to burn it and see what happens. But yeah. So the basic concept, just as a renewal, just to go over it one more time, is 1-quart paint can, Progresso soup can. My change this time is going to be a 12.5-ounce tuna can. I'm not going to give them any advertising. Although I just noticed, I bought this one and it's in vegetable oil. I hate vegetable oil in tuna. Even olive oil is iffy sometimes. But as I move my keyboard out of the way. So yeah, the basic concept is you're going to drill 3/4-inch holes all the way around the bottom row. The inside, or the burn chamber of the stove, gets a row of 1/4-inch holes at the bottom, a row of 1/4-inch holes all the way around the top, and then some aeration holes in the bottom. So the stove, in this case, what you actually do, you're going to cut the bottom out. I'm not going to do this right now because, I need to work through some ideas. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this video. It's just talking about different problems I ran into with my stove in the past. So, you have to take my word for it until we start assembly, but the Progresso soup can fits exactly in this, just under this lip. Fits in there perfectly. I can probably give you a better idea if you think. So this actually seals around the lip, this ring. And the can is a snug fit to the lid. So what happens is this will get placed in there, except from the bottom. You'll have all the holes around the edge. So the basic flow, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. All right, so let's turn it so it's your way. So just think about it. The stove is lit. The flames are coming out the top towards me. Air travels through the bottom of the can into the burn chamber, which is the soup pot with all of its air holes. But some of the air is drawn up the outside chamber as the heat rises. What it does is it grabs some of the wood gas out of the bottom of this chamber and brings it up between the walls of this pot and the can. And that is the wood gas, and that is reburned. What you'll see with a wood gas stove is they burn much cleaner than most other stoves on the market. In fact, wood gas stoves burn almost blue, which is a good sign of a good, high quality burn, not just blue like from alcohol. Okay, so now to go over some of the problems I've had in the past. one stove I built was actually built the other way around, with a hole here, and that's what the toilet paper roll is. It's an 1 3/4 diameter center hole. It's funny that doesn't look centered, but it's actually off center now. It's the parallax from the camera view. But anyway, so it had a hole on the top, a tuna can or a chicken can would rest on the top with some holes punched around it, as well as a feed slot cut in, so an opening cut in the front, and then that same 1 3/4 hole on the top for the flame to burn out. This became the pot stand. I liked that idea, but I had a lot of problems with wind issues. So on windy days, the stove didn't perform well. And so I'm thinking by building it this way up, which is the way a lot of people are building them, the tuna can still fits in the top just right. Got a little bit of wiggle, but nothing significant. So I think I'll do the same thing with the holes in the top, so that this becomes, so you've got an 1 3/4 diameter hole here. This becomes your pot stand. Still allows you to breathe, and just say this size of a square would be cut out to allow me to put sticks in while it's burning, if I'm not burning wood pellets, just as an example. The whole idea behind this is it's a twig stove. You can burn readily available twigs in the wood off the forest floor. You don't have to cut down trees. It's quick, it's easy, it's very efficient, and arguably it's a little bit more environmentally friendly. Okay, some of the other issues I had were with performance of the stove on a windy day. Like I said, that series of holes on the outer can went all the way around the bottom. And what I think I'm going to do this time is, let me do some magic here, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I did some magic. I actually just went back and put painter's tape on the can so we can doodle a little. So yeah, what I was talking about with the outer can before, the holes went all the way around with the tape, which provided me no windscreen. In other words, high winds could come in at any direction of the can, and I had really no control, short of putting up a big wind block in front of it or using it behind a giant rock or something. So what I'm thinking about doing this time is just doing a series of holes over half of the can. So yeah, we would just do a series of holes, something like this. All the way around the stove body. Right? So only one half of the stove has the holes. So what that does, it allows me to use half of the can as a windbreak. So now I'm just not sure which way I want to go with that. Do I want to do a series of smaller holes, say 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch holes versus 3/4 inch, which would be what it is all the way around? And that's really the only change I would make to this piece. So yeah, that's what I gotta have to think about. I guess the best way is just to build it and find out. But so yeah, and then the other one again gets 1/4 inch holes top and bottom, and then the bottom gets put out with holes. I would just draw up a grid and do a series of evenly spaced holes. My first one, I made the holes too big, and I wound up coming back in with a piece of hardware cloth and cutting that size and dropping it down in there to stop chips from falling out or twigs, as well as to slow down hot embers falling out. Ideally, you need that base of embers at the bottom to continue proper heating. So, and then again, the top just gets, the little X center cut out of it. Something like that size. Yeah. It's always fun when you go back and try and figure this out. But anyway, the idea of this now, once this is all done, this is mounted inside. The bottom gets cut off with, and I actually brought it out, so I had it down here, a side cutting can opener. So it leaves the lid intact and only cuts that seam right on the edge where the side of the can goes into the crimped lid. So I'll make the holes because you want the can as rigid as possible, and then cut the lid off like that. So then the can would be, mounted inside of it. The lid comes off. This can fits down inside because it's separated. So anyways, everything packs down into one container. So that is the entire stove once it's built. Tomorrow we'll come back and revisit some of this construction when I get a little farther in, because I don't want to drill this in the house and have stuff everywhere, metal slivers. I'm already picking up shavings off the carpet as it is. Yeah.